Dun, da, 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 da. Yo, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is Kevin with Optimized Essentials, and I am feeling amazing because in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you or talking to you about the second part of this series, which is how to achieve optimum health through properly optimizing your nutrition, all right? The best diet to follow. Yes, I'm going to tell you the best diet to follow if you stay tuned and watch all the way into the end. And the reason why I'm feeling so good, the reason why I have such high energy levels today is not exactly because I'm putting them up front, but because I properly nutritionalized myself before this, all right? I did a crazy work. I fasted, intermittent fasted until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I had a very nutritious smoothie, right? I put some solid omega-3s in there, some codfish oil, some astaxanthin, some vitamin D, some natural vitamin D, and my body is just supercharged and ecstatic, right? It's like filled with good nutrition, and I feel so amazing. And I set the intention of properly nutritionalizing myself before making this video so that I can exemplify and portray and exude the energy levels that I'm discussing when you eat healthy, all right? It's no joke. The way you will feel when you eat healthy is on another level, and I guarantee you, people will feel your energy. You will walk into the room and people will look. They don't know what's going on, but they can feel you. And that is what I'm going to be discussing today on how to optimize your nutrition. I have a long list of info because, you know, this is good. I got to make sure I'm filming, so I'm not. Okay, yes, I am. I've done that before where I've accidentally talked to the camera without it being filmed. So here are the things we're going to be discussing today, all right? 3 things. Number 1, the symptoms and dangers of malnutrition so that you're aware of potentially some side effects or some symptoms that you may be malnourished so that you can recognize and identify it in the first place. And then number 2, how to optimize your nutritional intake once you've learned that these are the symptoms of not eating properly. And then finally, the last part, how to know what diet is best for you, because there's all kinds of diets nowadays. There's the keto, right? There's the low carb, there's the low fat, there's the high carb, there's the high protein, there's a carnivore diet. What diet is the best? And what diet is the best for you? I'm going to share those secrets with you today. And then finally, some resources that I will highly, highly, highly encourage you to continue reading and looking up and watching so that you have a well-rounded expert knowledge than this, because I assure you, I am healthier than most of the doctors that you see. And if you follow this information I'm about to share with you, you will become sort of an expert, at least half of an expert, probably even more than your average doctor, guys. I promise you, some golden information, okay? So let's get right into it. The symptoms and dangers of malnutrition, all right? Number 1, feeling depressed, all right? Depression is very real when it comes to malnutrition because your body, you are what you eat. Your neurotransmitters, your cells, your organs, your brain, the fatty lipids, the tissue inside of your brain, your skin, everything is constructed by the quality of the vitamins and minerals and the essential fatty acids that your body eats. So if you don't have enough nutrients, you will be depressed, all right? That's a fact, I promise you. Anxiety, similar to depression, apathy, lethargy, right? Just feeling like you have nothing to do in life. You're like, oh man, this kind of sucks, you know? Why are we even here? Nihilistic view. Fatigue, weakness, you know, just feeling weak. Low energy, craving for sweets or high energy foods or drinks, as in you're always wanting to drink coffee, always wanting to drink that pick-me-up, that caffeinated drink, right? Not pre-workouts, but like energy drinks, right? Always craving that, you know? I know that my mom doesn't really like eating fat foods or like that. She's scared of animal fat, and as a result, she craves a bunch of junk, right? She wants to eat like chips all the time. She wants to eat sugar all the time. She wants to eat bread all the time. And I'm like, Mom, you're doing it wrong. Listen to me, damn it. Okay. And then decrease skin, muscle, and joint quality, all right? the quality of your skin, it will be affected, right? People who eat healthy have glowing skin. Their skin glows. Their muscles are pliable, right? They're bouncy. They're nice and, hydrated. Their joints are strong. They're dense bones, all right? Think about I've heard Paul Chek say this before. If you take a commercially raised chicken and you take a free-range chicken and you try to snap the tendon or the bone or like the cartilage, you're like biting into it, the free-range chicken is going to have noticeably stronger cartilage and tendons within the bone compared to the commercially farmed chicken. Guaranteed. Okay, anemia, which basically means your blood count, right, or the iron in your blood is low because you're not getting enough adequate iron in your diet. Mood swings and other mood disorders, psychological imbalances, right? You're always moody, you're easily snappy, you always sound like you're bipolar, your emotions are all over the place, probably because you're eating toxic foods that's kind of messing with your system, causing you to have all kinds of chaotic thoughts, causing your organs, each organ in the traditional Chinese medicine is associated with a different emotion. So anytime your organs, your liver is excessively inflamed or your organ is overtaxed, you're gonna be more angry, irritable. If your gut is not working, you're gonna be more depressed because, there's a lot of, I believe it was serotonin that's converted through the gut. The brain, there's a gut, everyone knows about the new gut brain, right? When the gut is off, that's gonna affect everything else, your mood, depression, all that. You're gonna have hormonal imbalances. You're not gonna have enough testosterone. You might have too much estrogen in your body because you're eating foods that are imbalanced and causing a bunch of hormonal issues, right? Acne is one of them, okay? Just not having that charge, that oomph as a man or a female, or that, just being off as a female. Infertility, right? Not being able to get pregnant. A lot of vegans or vegetarians, I'll make a video on that. I'm not saying vegan or vegetarian's wrong. There's a time and place for that, but prolonged periods of vegetarianism and veganism without proper education of what it takes to properly nourish yourself is going to lead to infertility. You're not going to be able to have babies. And I know people who are vegetarians who want to conceive but can't because their body simply can't support new life, guys. It's not that hard to figure out, okay? Muscle cramps, right? Your muscles just spasming because it doesn't have that charge to be able to activate like your muscle fibers can't activate properly or constantly contracts. Numbness and tingling in certain body parts, that could also be because you have trigger points, knots compressing on the nerves. Could be a bunch of different things. Cognitive problems, hair loss, ADHD and ADD, memory problems. Because the brain, if you're not getting essential fatty acids, omega-3s, quality fish oil, your brain, which is, where a lot of the neurons, the dendrites, the myosin, and the things that the synapses in your brain, a lot of this is constructed from fatty tissue. And when you have low quality fat or you're not getting high quality cholesterol, which a lot of people are afraid of, into your body, your brain can't function properly, and you will have autistic kids. I'm saying you'll have autistic kids who are more autistic. I'm not saying that. I definitely think diet. If you guys want to know my stance on autism, I think a lot of it is diet and lifestyle factors that the parents didn't follow. And then also combined with vaccinations. I don't think vaccinations alone it can, but if the immune system of the child isn't strong from the moment it comes out of the womb because the mom doesn't know how to properly nourish herself and then it gets injected with a shit ton of vaccinations, that's going to mess up the baby. Guaranteed, all right? And you're welcome to test it, and I don't think you want to. Anyhow, focus issues, right? And recovery issues. So you're having trouble recovering from your workouts. You're always like sore and just fatigued. That could also be because you're not sleeping enough, which will be our part 3, which I'll be filming right after this, because I have a ton of energy from eating correctly, guys. I set the intention, and I feel great. Okay, so you're always sick. Your immune system is weak. You're always fighting an illness, battling something. Poor dentition, all right? Your teeth. I grew up, I almost turned up to being a fucked up kid, guys. Excuse my French, but my teeth, I had to get braces, and they're starting to I think, so your cranial structure and your teeth are influenced by the amount of nutrition you have on board when you're developing. All right, Weston A. Price, which I encourage you to read, or look into, he did studies, he was a dentist, he did studies on primitive tribes, and he also did studies on what happened when they introduced the Western diet with like grains, additives, refined carbs and all that. And their teeth, they used to have nice solid teeth, and they started to get all fucked up. Like their cranial structure, right? Their face started to get messed up because they weren't getting enough nutrients. And that makes sense because what is your body made of? What you put in it. You are what you eat. That's why if you eat a bunch of junk, a lot of people are obese, sick, depressed. It doesn't just happen from eating healthy food. It doesn't happen. It happens from eating food that's devoid of nutrients or eating chemicals that are causing organ issues, hence cancer, hence diabetes. That's why you start growing like tumors and like malignant stuff like that, because your body simply doesn't process that. Guys, it's not that hard. Holy shit, man. Okay, anyways, I'm getting too crazy. Okay, and then finally the last one, hopefully I scared you enough, is pretty much any chronic symptom or ailment you can imagine. All right, I think 95% at least of the ailments we have today is due to a lack of understanding of the 6 principles I'm sharing with you guys, right? Not getting enough water, not getting enough proper nutrition, which I'm about to share with you today, not getting enough quality sleep to repair your body, having really crappy thoughts the way you think, not moving your body enough, and finally, not breathing enough nutritional air, not H2O, breathing of oxygen, O2, okay. Finally, let's get into this. How to optimize your nutritional intake, okay? So I'll skip the first one, which I'll show with you. I'll go to this. The core principle behind optimizing your nutritional intake is this, all right? Mark my words. I promise you this is the key, is to get a complete nutritional profile of your vitamins and minerals, all right? And also your essential fatty acids, which are your omega-3s. You get those micronutrients down and your macronutrients, you are gonna be solid. And the key is to get high quality micronutrients, okay? Not just random, synthetically made from the lab vitamins and minerals or multivitamins. I don't believe in that. I believe in getting it from your whole foods, properly chewing and liquefying so that your body can absorb it once you're in your body, right? Paul Chek always says, drink your food and chew your liquids, meaning you chew your food so many times that it becomes liquefied so that when you eat it, all that saliva has already pre-digested your food and it's ready to absorb. But here's the principle. You want to eat the rainbow, okay? In order for you to get a complete nutritional profile, you need to eat the fucking rainbow, guys, not Skittles. Eat the rainbow. As in, you need to have your different vitamins and minerals, your A, B, C, D, E, F, G, not G, but A, B, C, your vitamin D's, your vitamin E's, your vitamin K, your K2, and then your minerals, your biotin, magnesium, selenium. And if you don't know any of this, I listed down below in the articles common nutrient deficiencies by Dr. Mercola. I like his stuff. A lot of people, I've read stuff that hate his stuff, but dude, do what works for you. First, ask yourself, be honest with yourself, look at your body, right? Look at your stomach, look at your skin, look at your energy levels, and tell me the information I'm telling you is wrong, right? If you have the knowledge, the wisdom, and experience of good health, then we can talk. But if you're watching this, chances are you're unhealthy. So listen to me, damn it. And I think Bob Proctor said this, right? Something along the lines of, something lying. I forgot. I'll put the quote up. I can't remember it right now. Judge by the results that people get and listen to them until you figure out they either don't know what they're talking about or they're lying, right? That's what he said. And I do know what I'm talking about and I'm not lying. So you do this stuff and you'll feel amazing, I promise you. So eat the rainbow, right? You need to have at least 3 different colors on your plates. That ensures you get a well-balanced vitamin and mineral profile, okay? And eat organic and non-GMO, pasture-raised and free-range when possible. Now, a lot of people will be like, it's too expensive. Oh, my God. Okay, honestly, guys, I spend about $50 to $100 on groceries per week. Now, that may seem like a lot for some people, but it's really not that much, okay? It equates to about $20, 15, let's see, 7 times 10 is like $70. So $10 to $20 like per day. That's how much you should be spending on quality food, or can spend on quality food. And honestly, if you're smart, you could probably even do it less. But I cook all my food, and look, think about how often you eat out at like Chipotle or some fast food restaurants and see how much money you spend there. I promise you, most often than not, you are spending more money on what the food you normally buy than if you were to shop organic and shop, foods to cook yourself, And non-GMO, a lot of people are going to have that internet wizard battle like non-GMO is scientifically shown that it's not bad for you. Well, you have to understand, a lot of the people who fund the non-GMO studies are the people who GMO the products. Does it make sense? Okay, look, I can't 100% say for sure whether or not GMO will affect your health, but I don't want to test it because I've eaten conventional foods that are often non-GMO or sprayed with pesticides, and there's a very clear difference in the way I feel. When I eat organic and clean, I feel vibrant, feel strong, feel aggressive, I feel assertive, I feel more manly. But when I eat commercially raised pork, when I eat, foods that I can feel the energy is just like low, I feel like crap, I feel like garbage. And the more you do this, the more you'll notice when you eat this certain type of food or this type of food, you'll feel better. And when you eat organic, there is a chance that it still has pesticides or chemicals, but you're exposed to less of it, all right? As opposed to the ones that are just commercially raised and cheap food. So you don't want to sacrifice cheap for your health, all right? Because down the line, you'll pay for it. You'll pay for being cheap with your food by sacrificing your health, not being able to live with your kids or not being able to do what you want in later down in life, paying the doctors who are also unhealthy, fat and depressed and sick oftentimes, and you're going to end up spending more money and more emotional energy, emotional wealth, well-being on a choice you made in the beginning, right? Why not feel good now and also feel good later instead of feel shitty now and feel shitty later, right? That's a poor pleasure to chase. Good, or like junk food? No. Okay, shop at local farmers markets, all right? This is a great way to support local farmers, and also they give pretty good deals. And a lot of them have very good quality, high quality, fresh vegetables, fresh, vibrant veggies. You can find the rainbow there, and they'll give good deals on it. And even if not, it'll be around the same as a store. And if you find a good farmer's market, like the amount of nutritional quality you'll get from getting their food, if they do like all organic, is going to be insane, right? It's going to be insane. So find local farmers markets when possible. And then rotation, right? Food rotation. I first learned this concept also from Paul Chek. You'll see why a lot of his stuff is a lot of my work is influenced by him. Basically, rotational diet is you don't want to be eating the same foods all the time. You want to eat the rainbow, and then you want to rotate the colors of the rainbows, and you want to rotate the variety of the colors of the rainbows within, a week or two. So as in, let's say you eat red bell peppers, and that's your color. So you want to rotate it to like tomatoes, you want to rotate it to strawberries, which might have a lot of pesticides, but you get the idea. You want to rotate the different varieties within each color, and that way you can get your maximum amount of foods, okay? And then you also want to incorporate more raw foods in your diet, all right? You want to slowly transition the amount of raw food to cooked food to about 40-60, 50-50, and then 60-40 raw food to cooked food. I mean, as in like you could have one meal, one lunch, your smoothie that's dominant in raw vegetables. Why? Because the living food has life force. Cooked food is dead. Dead food has no life force, or it doesn't have as much, because the more you cook the food, the more it's dead, and the more you just have fiber, vitamins, and minerals. But when it's raw and it's alive, it has more bioavailable nutrients for your body to absorb, and you feel like me, guys. I have a lot of energy right now because the smoothie I drank was loaded with like raw vegetables, and I got my essential fatty acids, so my brain is working, all right? It's working. I'm not stupid right now. I can think very, very clear, and I can speak better than I normally do. I don't know why, I do know why. Okay, and then the core principle which I shared was the complete nutritional profile of micronutrients. And then finally 7, which I talked about before, is you want to chew and liquefy. Nom, nom, nom. Chew your food at least 30 times. Chew it, liquefy it, and then drink the food down so that your body can absorb it. If you just wolf down your food, it's going to stress out your system. It's going to stress out your digestive organs. It's going to stress everything out. And as a result, you're going to feel like, oh, my stomach hurts. I need some Tums. Tums is a bicarbonate, and it will deacidify. It'll pretty much like negate your acid and just have like food rotting in your stomach. It may feel good, but what your body is trying to do is acidify all the junk you just put. But if you chew and liquefy your food, your body doesn't have to work too hard to digest. And then it gets absorbed that much easier. And if you have trouble chewing your food, pop some quality digestive enzymes. It'll help digest some of that, especially after a big meal, and then problem solved, okay? Okay, now, here's the good stuff, guys. Oh man, so much energy. How to know what diet is best for you, all right? Because there's keto, right? There's the Atkins, there's the Paleo, there's the Mediterranean, Middle Eastern, there's the high carb, there's the low carb, there's the high fat, there's so many different diets. And I encourage you to read this article by Paul Chek, my favorite mentor. He talks about the keto diets and the sheeple, right? As in, people just following diets left and right. Do I think keto works? Yes. Do I think it's the way to go? Most likely not. Do I think it'll work for you? Probably not, because I've had many clients, and I personally myself, and I've seen family members hop on keto. It works to an extent, but then can you really not eat carbs? Can you really resist the potato chips? Can you really say no to the French fries, the pizza, the cheese, whatever, weakness you have for food? I want you to post it down below and let everyone know so that they can give it a thumbs up if they agree. And let's see who wins the most thumbs up with the food that, people have the hardest time resisting. But basically, the food that you have the hardest time resisting, is that keto? Probably 99% of the time, no, because keto is very restrictive. Yes, it sounds good to burn fat as fuel, but you can eat a high carb diet if you read the article and if you experiment by yourself and still lose weight, guys. There are keys to doing this, but I don't want to get too much into bashing keto or the carnivore diet or whatever. But here's the thing, right? The best diet, if you guys have watched this long, you probably are very in touch with your education, and I'm gonna drop it to you here, right? What have you all been waiting for? The best diet of all times is not just the diet that works for you, but is the diet that works best for your body and allows your body to achieve the most optimum levels of health. What does that mean, guys? What does that mean? It means this: sticking to a certain diet, like a structured diet, as in I'm only doing keto, or I'm only doing vegetarianism, vegan, or only eating meat, right? This, in my opinion, is a bunch of nonsense, all right? There is going to be a primary diet. It's called metabolic typing, right? Every body, biochemical individuality has a different need, right? Depending on what your ancestors ate all the way back, if you were someone who lived in the indigenous tribes and they ate a bunch of fats and proteins because they hunted and stuff, and your metabolic type has adapted to metabolizing protein or metabolizing fat or metabolizing vegetables more, etc., will determine how well your body works on certain diets. But what also influences how well a diet is or works for you is dependent upon what you do day to day. If you're excessively toxic, for example, you've been in in the city, you've been taking a lot of pollutants, you've been eating a lot of junk food. Well, if you're going to follow the carnivore diet or the keto diet or some diet that has you go something extreme, you're going to stress your body out more. In those scenarios, what diet would be applicable to that case, to that city dweller who's just, overly toxic and just full of sludge, is probably going to be vegetarianism, right? Eating a colorful rainbow salad and not eating much meat or dairy products so that their body can cleanse itself out. Because the vegetarianism will have a very light and full of nutrient profile way to help supercharge the body. So what I believe also, what Paul Chek mentioned is your diet can potentially change from meal to meal. Like if he was saying, if you work out really hard, which I have 100% experience with this. If I do very heavy deadlifts, if I do very heavy weights, I'm not going to want to eat vegetarian. Give me some goddamn steak, right? I want to just guzzle down some meat because my body is literally ripped open. My muscles are teared, are broken down, and I want some meat, right? Not some vegetables. I want some meat. And the vegetarians and the people who advocate this are stuck in certain dogmas, right? Very little people, I believe, can operate solely on vegetarianism, right? Very few people. Our bodies can do both, but can also work really well with high quality, pasture-raised, grass-fed, free-range, wild-caught fish, beef, bison and stuff like that. These are the essential vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids that our body needs that it can't just get from vegetables alone. That's why there are animals and there are plants. You can't get what you get from a plant from a pork or a pig or beef or a cow. You may argue, yes, they also get B vitamins and iron and stuff, and this also has it. But you have to understand, they're two different sources, right? And iron from blood is not going to be the same iron from that. And if you don't believe me, then you're probably an internet wizard, looking up scientific studies on their phone all the time and don't actually have physical experience with eating certain types of food. And just trust me, guys. Trust me. Experiment with what I'm sharing with you and you will be good, okay? So how to know what diet is good for you. Biochemical individuality, which I basically broke down. Every body is different biochemically. It requires and works better, right? There's a protein type, there's a carb type, there's a mixed type, there's endomorphs, ectomorphs, mesomorphs. Depending on your body type, your body will work better with certain types of food. It's not that hard to understand, but it will change depending on the situation, the environment that you find yourself in. How stressed are you? How much have you worked out? How much sleep have you gotten? All this is going to influence what you should be eating, all right? And to know that, which I also learned from Paul Chek, is to develop a relationship with your body. The more body awareness you have, the more experience you have with applying these principles, the more you'll know when I eat this food, I'll feel this way. When I do this to my body, I'll feel this way. When I eat this junk food, I'll feel this way. And the more you develop and listen and have that awareness to fine tune the feedback that you get from your body based on how it tells you that it feels. Look, the biggest way to know whether food is good for you or not is how you feel afterwards. And after drinking the smoothie, guys, I feel fucking amazing, right? And it's not a load of horseshit. Look, I'm not just acting. I literally feel really, really good right now. And I know why, because of the supplements I put into it and the foods, the raw foods and the, what I put in my smoothie, okay? Okay, all right. Oh, well, I covered all of that, all right? So your body will work better on different diets during different phases of life, as in, vegan and vegetarian may work better one day, Paleo, Mediterranean, and, Atkins may work better another day, right? Depending on what you do and what your goal is, it's going to change, right? Depending on how high your energy levels, how high you want your energy levels to be, eating different diets will support that goal, okay? Your body has a preferred fuel source, which basically, biochemical individuality, more or less carbs, more or less protein, more or less fats, depending on your body type and constitution. Listening to your body, developing a relationship with it, paying attention to how you feel after you eat it, right? Your energy levels, your mental clarity, how well your brain is functioning. All this is going to tell you, did you do a good job with your food? And if you're following these principles, right? Eating the rainbow, eating organic, non-GMO, pasture-raised, and free-range when possible, shopping at, your local farmers markets, because they have very, very, very fresh things that just came out of their garden. Hopefully they didn't spray any pesticides, but a farmer's market should be organic and pesticide free. By rotating your food, getting the different varieties of foods that's available within the rainbow, incorporating raw food so you have the beneficial enzymes and high bioavailable nutrient content, chewing your food and liquefying it. If you follow these principles, I guarantee you your health will be completely different within 1 week, and you will be a completely different person within 1 month, guys. I used to feel depressed, anxious a lot, moody, down, blue. But once I started committing to studying these principles and applying it, man, my life is changing, or has changed radically. And I encourage you, watch back in another year, another 2 years from now, and see for yourself where I'm going to be, all right? Mark my words, guys. I guarantee you, the principles I'm sharing here with you today, you're not going to find it much anywhere else. Simple, easy, and, this is it, okay? Okay, so the resources I'm going to be dropping down below is going to be Paul Chek's article on the different diets. He articulates it very beautifully, very precisely. He talks about the ketogenic diet and all the other bullshit diets out there, which I think is the case. And then also include the nutrient deficiencies, so you can study that on the side. Basically, what you have to look into is what are the common nutrient deficiencies, and then read into what are the benefits of the different vitamins and minerals. And you'll basically learn that the different vitamins and minerals support your body's process, the cellular function, the organ, the restructuring of your organ, healing of your organs, of your skin, your digestion, your gut. All of that is going to be influenced by, probiotics and stuff, but by the different vitamins and minerals, micronutrients and macronutrients that you put into your body, because your literal being is constructed of these, all right? So this was kind of a long video, but if you're watching it this long, you probably value the content and you are captivated by my energy levels that I got from applying these principles. This is really powerful information, guys. If you follow this, I promise you, your life will never be the same, all right? You will feel on a different, literally feel on a different level. It's like driving a Toyota or a Prius and then jumping into like a Tesla out of nowhere, or like a Lamborghini, or, a high-end car. It's literally going from a junkie car to a high-end car. And this is the only car that you guys get, guys, all right? This is the only car that you get until the day you die. So cherish it. Cherish it. Your skin will look better. You will glow with energy. People will feel you, okay? Trust me. And I can keep going on, but I'm going to cut this video loose. But guys, if you enjoyed this, I would really appreciate it if you can share it with a friend or a family. If they think you're woo-woo or wacky for listening to a guy like me, forget it. Who cares? It's fine. Just drop me a comment down below. Make sure you let me know. Remember, what is your weakness? And see how many thumbs up it gets. And stay tuned for part 3, which I'm about to film right now on sleep. How to optimize your sleep to have even more energy levels. Because if you don't get this right, if you don't have the optimum nutrition on board, when you go to sleep, you ain't going to repair shit. All right? So, all right, guys, I got too much energy, okay? So I'm going to go to this next video. Watch it with me, and we'll be on a roll, all right? Have a good one. It's Kevin. Peace.